The following is a presentation of Rogers Community TV Sports.
The Simon Fraser University Clan have one win on the season, but that is not indicative of the strength of this team. Western Oregon is 2-5 on their season, and it's their first visit to Chancellor's Gymnasium. SFU is looking for a winning streak. Oregon is looking to strengthen their record. Stay tuned as these two teams go head-to-head, end-to-end. From Chancellor's Gymnasium and SFU, it's the varsity sports game of the week against Western Oregon and Simon Fraser. Thank you for joining us from Chancellor's Gymnasium. I'm Katie Godozic. As mentioned earlier, tonight's matchup is between the Simon Fraser University Clan and the Western Oregon University Wolves. Now, Simon Fraser has only one win on their season. However, most of their losses have been to NCAA Division I schools. Tonight, they're looking to start a bit of a winning streak, but I think they have their work cut out for them. It shouldn't be an easy game. I hope you'll stick around. Let's find out how these teams match up. Here are your commentators for the evening, Carrie Carlson and Paul Barsante.
Thank you very much, Katie. I'm Paul Barsanti, and I'm joined with former UBC Thunderbird and Canada West All-Star at one time, Carrie Carlson. And Carrie, as Katie mentioned, this is a big home game for the Clan, finally back at the friendly confines up here on Burnaby Mountain.
It's always nice to play at home. You got the support of your fans. You're used to your own gym, your own floor. Hopefully get some ref calls to go your way, being the home team. And yeah, they're definitely looking forward to being back home.
Now, a couple of keys that we're going to be watching in this game. We'll start with the visiting Western Oregon University. One of the keys that they're going to have to really come to terms with is the fact that they have no seniors on this team. They need some veterans from some non-veterans.
They do. They don't have any seniors, but they do have a lot of leadership and a lot of players who've had some experience. For example, we'll talk about later, they have a couple of former Division I players, as well as some junior college transfers, which, although they're not very old, they do have a lot of experience in terms of basketball.
Now, their inside game is going to be really important. They have a big guy in there, as you mentioned, and it's going to be important for Simon Fraser to match up with them.
He's their huge leader. He's 6'8". They're going to pound the ball inside, and they're going to look to go to him. He's their big guy.
Let's move on to Simon Fraser. Now, they're a team that do have some veteran experience. They've got two seniors back. They had three. Now they only have two. We'll get to that story a little bit later. But again, the inside game is going to be very important for them in stopping the big guy inside, Tim Clark.
They've got Richard Anderson, who's just an inch shy of being the 6'8" that Tim Clark is. However, you know, it's going to be a tough job. Tim Clark is a tough player. He's a Div 1 player formerly. And, yeah, Richard Anderson's going to have his hands full, but he's a capable player, and it should be a good matchup inside. Now,
we mentioned Oregon's Tim Clark. He is a big, strong guy inside, and we mentioned that he's also a Division I transfer from Sacramento State University, and he brings a lot of experience to this team and a lot of real muscle inside.
Well, there he is. He's a big dude. They list him at 250, which seems a little bit big, but he's a proven player. He's played at Div 1. He's their main go-to guy here, and they're definitely going to look to pound the ball inside, and SFU's got to try and shut him down.
Now, Mike Vanderhoff is the other Division I player who's since transferred over to Western Oregon. So they've got some real talent coming in here, and that's really where all of their offense is going to come from in this game. They're expecting 20 to 30 shots from Vanderhoff in this game. That's a lot, especially if he launches them from the three-point range.
Well, that's a great combination to have, someone who can hit from the outside as well as someone who can score down low, because you can't stop both. You pound it inside. As soon as they shut down that inside game, you kick it back out, and you got someone who, in Vanderhoff, is capable of hitting the three and knocking them down.
Now let's take a look at some of the Simon Fraser guys we want to be keeping an eye on. We mentioned Richard Anderson, certainly a name that's very familiar to people who have followed Clan basketball. Obviously, his brother Steve was a star here for many years, but Richard's no slouch either. He led the Clan in scoring last year.
He's definitely no slouch, and you know, just as he's going to have his hands full with Tim Clark's going to have his hands full with Richard Anderson. He's a big dude. He's capable of scoring. He's a monster on the boards, and it's going to be a very interesting game watching those two guys battle it down low.
Now, again, we talk about veteran experience. Tony McCrory, they don't get much more savvy as far as veterans go for SFU. This is a guy who's been around BC for a long time, won a provincial championship with Ladysmith a few years back, and now leading the Clan. He's a guy that is very versatile for them. He can play a lot of positions.
He's 6'6", he's a slim 6'6". He doesn't like to go inside too much, but he can mix it up a little bit. He's a bigger guard, so if you got a smaller guard matched up against him, he's capable of taking him down low and putting up some points from the inside. As well, he can knock it down from outside, handle the ball. So it's going to be some good matchups today. Now,
the coaches coming into this game really don't know a lot about each other. They do have to share video in this conference, the Pac West Conference, but they really aren't allowed to scout. Teams live. I know that Oregon was in Bellingham last Thursday night, and they went down, and SFU wasn't allowed to scout them. But the coaches obviously are very concerned coming into this one. Let's hear first of all from the Western Oregon coach, Tom Kelly.
Well, I think we're going to have to do a good job of trying to make it a 94-foot game. We like to get up and down the floor, and I think for us to be successful, that's what we have to do to play. So our pressure defense, I think, is going to be a real key for us tonight, Katie. We offensively, obviously helps when you shoot the ball well. I think we've got a young group. We've been a little inconsistent in our offensive execution in the half court, and we're going to have to do a better job of those two areas. I think probably real key tonight for both teams is going to be the boards, and they're a little bigger than we are. We're going to have to do a good job in blockouts and limiting them to one shot. So those are, I think, the keys tonight.
So there we go. Now we certainly know what Oregon is expecting coming into this one. Play underway and pretty much, I think, starting the way we expected. Man-to-man defense down low for the running Wolves, and very much trying to key Steve Anderson inside. Excuse me, I'm going to do that a few times tonight, I think. Richard Anderson gets the ball inside, fights, and finally lays in the two.
And that was their first look. They're looking to pound it in, establish their inside game early. Let's see if Oregon does the same.
They do try to go right back out inside to Clark like we expected. Kick it back out. Comes back around the horn. That's a three-pointer. No good. Rebound to the Wolves.
They got to they have to put up some shots in order to open it up for their inside guy, Tim Clark.
That's a deep shot from the corner. Ty Rothenberger for the three-pointer.
SFU's defense is really sagging off inside, so they're going to have that shot probably quite often this evening.
A little token full-court pressure by the Wolves on the Clan coming back up. Now all of a sudden they'll settle things down a little bit. Andrew Kwiatkowski from the corner. No good. Chases his own rebound. Gets knocked down in the process. No call. And the Wolves come running back. That's Vernon Cropper with the jumper. No good. Rebound. That goes to Vanderhoff. And Vanderhoff and Anderson fighting inside. Jump ball to the Wolves.
Good fight for the ball. All 5 SFU guys in there on the boards, and Western Oregon was bailing out of there early.
Substitution for the Simon Fraser Clan coming into the lineup. Number 20, Chris Gill.
Curtis Gill checking in for the Clan, and a quick substitution. Just over a minute gone so far in this game, and they wanted to sit down Kwiatkowski. I think he may be hurt. I think he took a shot in the jaw there. Quick 2 points for the Wolves. Vernon Cropper running in for the easy layup. Timeout by the Clan.
20-second timeout.
Coach Clark not liking what he's seen. Probably offensively or defensively. Western Oregon's been able to put up a lot of shots, penetrate fairly easily the last couple transitions, and I think Coach Clark is going to try and put a stop to that in a hurry.
It has been too easy offensively, I think, for the Wolves so far. They've come down, they've got the shots they wanted, they've got the rebounds when they missed those shots, and it's just a matter of maybe not everyone was on the same page, I guess, when they started, and try to get regrouped and get going again.
Sometimes when you know that you're playing against a well-established, all-star type player like a Tim Clark, you tend to key on them too much, and everyone tends to want to help out and help the guy who's checking him, and you kind of let the open jumpers hit or land and let people penetrate easily.
That's a good point. The Wolves come back again with full court man-to-man this time, a little bit more pressure than the last. Simon Fraser, not yet. 10 seconds. A quick 10. I guess I wasn't counting quickly enough, but they did get caught with a half-court violation.
Well, good defensive pressure by Western Oregon.
Ty Rothenberger controlling the ball now for the running Wolves. Good ball movement. Just about everybody has had a touch so far, this time down the floor for the Wolves. And of course, they're looking inside to their big guy, Clark.
Well guarded by Anderson.
That's Vanderhoff driving to the hole. No good. Tip, no good. Rebound by the Clan.
Nice board.
Tony McCrory in the corner, looks right inside to Anderson. Good decision. The shot wasn't there. Decides to kick it back out.
Lost the handle a little bit. I think he was willing to go up with that one, but ended up in the right hands anyways. Three-pointer by Dave Wall. Nice shot. Good inside-outside game. Similar styles as to what Western Oregon's going to try and do tonight, I think.
We shouldn't be too surprised to see Wall put up that three. He led the conference last year in three-point percentage, 49%. Expect to see that. They certainly need it, do the Clan. Wolves controlling. Travel, I think, is going to be the call on Cropper. He's just shuffled that foot before he advanced with the dribble. So turnover to SFU. We're tied 5 points apiece. Just under 3 minutes played so far in the first half.
And lots of quick subs. Coach Clark keeping his team fresh, showing Western Oregon different looks, different players.
This time of the year, certainly important to get guys a little bit of playing time, just get that experience going. Anderson with the ball on the perimeter, works it back around to Robert Smart. Backdoor cut. Easy layup for Chris Gill.
Wow, nice long pass. Yeah, that was super pass and great backdoor cut.
A little bit of pressure by SFU that time, but the call going against Robert Smart on the block.
That was a bit of a tough break, a little bit of incidental contact, I think. Didn't really put the ball handler in any bad position or make him lose the handle, so that was a bit of a rough break.
Smart keeps on the pressure, though, on Rothenberger. The Wolves finally do break the press and now work around the horn. Cooper looks inside, nice steal. Kwiatkowski comes up with the loose ball, now the Clan running the other way. Tony McCrory pulls it out, pass back to Kwiatkowski. Now finally back out to McCrory. Looks inside, a little bit too much on that one.
Good transition offense. I was going to say earlier, kind of cut you off there, but good transition offense. They were looking to push it, looked to get the quick hit, but it wasn't there. Pulled it back out, worked it around, and again tried to get into Anderson there, which is good offense.
The fast break certainly going to be important for SFU tonight. Perimeter jump shot just inside the three-pointer. That's short. Croper with the rebound. And the Wolves try to reload. Back out to Clark from the free throw line. Brick. Rebound Croper, and he kicks it back out. That's Vanderhoff. Another brick. Rebound finally SFU. Robert Smart bringing the ball up for the Clan. Drives uncontested. Right-hand layup. Nice kiss off the glass.
Wow, easy penetration. Soft defense by Western Oregon here. And coach is calling the timeout. Doesn't like what he sees there, that's for sure.
Looked like some lazy feet on defense, certainly by the Wolves, and it just gave Robert Smart a great opportunity to sneak in for an easy two. You can't let a team do that.
No, that happened the last couple times. There's two transitions, easy layups made to the hoop, you know, and you can't let guys get in the paint that easily without a little bang or a bump or something happening. That was some weak defense.
So far, we haven't seen a lot of action from the two guys from Oregon that we were really expecting. Tim Clark has maybe got the ball once, taken a couple of shots, and then Vanderhoff really hasn't done anything so far. He put up one ill-advised shot. Here's a look at Robert Smart.
Yeah, he beats his check, and Cropper was looking for some help there, but it didn't arrive, and an easy two.
So all of a sudden it's a 4-point lead for SFU, 9-5 the score. About 4.5 minutes gone in the first half. Man-to-man defense by SFU. Ball goes inside to Cropper, reverse layup, no. Anderson with the rebound. Quick outlet to Robert Smart, quicker pass up.
Oh.
David Wall goes in but misses on the close layup. The running Wolves are running back. But now they pull up and try to slow things down a little bit. That's Vanderhoff. Kicks it back outside. They are working inside. Vanderhoff snuck in, back door with the pass. Oh. But called on the foul. Tony McCrory.
Oh, that looked like a good block, but probably what happened is he got a little hand down low, went up with the right to block, and probably gave a little push off on his left hand there. But a good defensive play.
We'll see on the replay that Vanderhoff snuck in behind, and here comes McCrory.
Yeah, there's that left hand down low, a little push on the body, which they're going to call every time when they see it. I think that's good, though. I mean, sometimes it's good to get those fouls. Just let the other team know that they're not going to get anything easy inside, that every shot's going to be challenged in by the hoop, and you don't mind taking those fouls early.
Rothenberger hit both free throws, or excuse me, Vanderhoff both free throws, and now the Wolves come back out with some token half-court pressure, but the Clan do break it. McCrory sets up at the top of the circle. Really looking inside for Anderson, but just not there yet. McCrory's open in the corner, wants the ball. Kwiatkowski couldn't get it to him. Finally, David Wall with the shot.
I believe we've got a hand-checking foul here.
Away from the ball, I think you're right. So ball will come out of bounds to the Clan. SFU looking a little unorganized offensively there. They're finally starting to get the ball moving, more touches, which is certainly what you want.
Yeah, I think they're trying to work it around. They're not forcing the action like Western Oregon's doing a little bit. They're working it around, trying to see if their big guy Anderson is available inside. And if not, you know, they're working around, looking for a drive, looking for an outside shot. They're not forcing anything, which is a good thing.
Just as you say, it goes inside to Anderson. He gets Clark up in the air and draws the foul. Now we're going to see a lot of those two guys going at it in the paint tonight. Now Richard Anderson is a neat story in that, what an athlete. This is a guy that had some serious looks from some American university football teams, and he decided to come out here to Vancouver and try his basketball talents with SFU. So that's a big body in the paint.
Yeah, he's definitely got that linebacker type body, but I'm sure Coach Clark is glad he decided basketball up on the hill here. He's doing a fantastic job. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with inside. Got to hit those free throws, though.
The curse of the big men. Misses both free throws, does Anderson. Quick outlet now. Kroper looking up for Rothenberg, not there. Decides to pull it back out. There's Rothenberg in the corner. Comes up top. Mayring back to Kroper. Good patience so far. Shot clock at 11 though for the Wolves. They're going to have to look for something off. Good one on man-to-man defense. Shot clock down to 5. That's Rothenberger. Kicks off. Shot no good. Rebound. SFU. Tony McCrory with a quick outlet. Now back up.
Oh.
Was that McCrory? No. Sorry. Kwiatkowski called with the charge, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, he kind of stuck his arm out there when he went to go for the spin, and probably maybe could have called a travel instead. It looked like he kind of lost his footing there, and I think that was a little bit of a weak foul, but what can you do? SFU's got a huge lineup on here compared to the Western Oregon team. Those big arm span. You know, Oregon seems to be struggling down here offensively. They've got a really small lineup on.
Shortest guy on the floor right now for SFU is Robert Smart at 6'3", so certainly they want to try to take advantage of that size. That is Smart guarding Dan Drennan in the perimeter. Ball works around. That's Rothenberger for a 3. No. Rebound, Anderson.
Wow.
Comes down strong.
Yeah, a couple big guys crashing the board there, Kwiatkowski and Anderson, and SFU comes away with it.
Robert Smart controlling things, looks inside to Anderson. He'll put up the 12-footer. No good. Rebound to the Clan. Good work by Tony McCrory. He gets it inside to Anderson. Nice touch to catch that ball, but couldn't put it down.
Well, Western Oregon's going to have to foul him once he gets the ball down low there, because he's going in for an easy 2. I don't think they can't physically match up with him right now. They've got to get some big bodies back in here, and oh, here comes Tim Clark.
We'll see on the replay that a nice job catching this ball, but even nicer to go up and control the body.
Yeah, he knows that the foul's coming. He tries to maintain some body position and be able to get that shot off, which is what you want to be able to do, especially being a big guy. You know you're going to get hacked. You want to try and go for that 3-point play. Tim Clark has come back into the game because they need another big body in there to be able to match up with Anderson.
Well, they do have a little more speed on the floor as well now for SFU as Jordan Mason checks into the game. Anderson misses from the free throw line again. Certainly not happy with his performance, I'm sure, from the charity stripe.
by Western Oregon here, looking to get something offensively. SFU doing a great job defensively. Tim Clark forced to chuck up a tough shot there over two big guys.
Jordan Mason coming back now for the Clan. Nice pass inside, and the flush.
The big dunk. No help side defense. Nice easy toss inside to Anderson for two.
Quick back down the other side, air ball, and the Clan are off running again. Mason, Anderson wants the ball, didn't see him, but pass off to Kwiatkowski, blocked, but draws the foul.
That was a nice pass because Western Oregon probably sliding over there thinking Anderson's gonna get the ball and flipped it out there to Kwiatkowski, who got the foul and is going to the line.
We'll see on the replay here. Nice decision by Mason, gives it to Kwiatkowski, goes in with the right hand. I don't know, my high school coach would have probably be yelling right now, you're on the left-hand side of the hoop. Use the left hand.
Yeah, I don't know what Coach Clark is thinking about that move, but I think he's happy he got the foul. And it's on their big guy, Tim Clark, so, you know, if you're gonna get the big gun from the other team in trouble with fouls, then I don't think it matters what hand he goes in with.
Certainly happy to see number 50 for the visiting Running Wolves with a few extra fouls, I'm sure, is Coach Clark. If they can sit him down, that's going to take a big offensive weapon away. Speaking of offense, FSFU, I believe, has hit only one free throw out of 6 so far in this opening half. They do have a 4-point lead. Ball out of bounds to the Clan.
They're hurting from the line, but they're doing a good job on the offensive boards, keeping it alive and getting a few breaks, bouncing off the Running Wolves' foot.
Mason controlling the ball for the Clan. Kwiatkowski now pressured at the top. Shot clock is only at 25, still lots of time left. Kwiatkowski drives baseline, he's swarmed down there. Somebody has to be open, that's Mason for 3. No, rebound by Western Oregon. They're running. That's Vanderhoff, kick over. Drennan misses the 3. Back out again to Vanderhoff. Drennan with the dish to Jeff Anderson. Jeff Anderson hits. Anderson may be familiar to some people around here. He's a Vancouver native, played for South Delta in his high school days. The Clan finally do break the press. Kwiatkowski controlling the ball. Swarming defense so far for Oregon. They're really controlling the ball and almost forced a turnover, but a smart heads-up play. David Wall going out of bounds, able to call timeout before he stepped out.
Western Oregon's doing a good job of slowing down SFU's transition those last couple times, picking up full court pressure. They're making SFU use up a lot of their shot clock, so by the time excuse me, they get the ball in the half court, you know, they've used up a lot of their clock already, so they're looking to have to get some shots off quickly.
That swarming defense is really causing headaches for the Clan so far. There's almost a matchup zone. Wherever the ball goes, at least 2 of the red shirts are going to the ball. They're swarming the perimeter, and if you can do that, deny the passes inside to the Clan big men, that's half the battle right there.
Well, exactly that. The key is to, when you've got a big guy inside like Anderson, you want to try and, not only do you want to shut him down, but sometimes that's impossible. So what you want to do is make it difficult for the passer to give him a good pass. So you want to really put some ball pressure on the perimeter, people who are trying to make the passes inside. 15
seconds left on the shot clock for SFU. Jordan Mason controlling things for the Clan. Into the corner, that's Kwiatkowski, doesn't shoot, back out to Mason. 3 seconds on the clock. That's a long 3-pointer by McQuarrie, no good. Rebound by Cropper. Vanderhoff running things for the Wolves into the paint, kicks it back out to Cropper. That's a 3. He's short, doesn't get the bounce. Rebound, strong rebound by Sean Halverson for the SFU.
He went up high for that one, came down strong.
The Clan working the ball around. It's Kwiatkowski, 3-pointers. Sweet touch.
A ton of 3-pointers this evening, and thankfully for SFU, they're hitting a few of them.
Nice touch by the big guy, Kwiatkowski. SFU looks like they've dropped back into a zone defense here. 2-3, I believe. No, maybe I'm wrong. I think they are in the man-to-man. Shot from the corner. That's Anderson. Misses.
Kind of looks like a zone when you got Tim Clark inside and you're worried about that guy. Everyone kind of sags off.
Mason controlling things for the Clan. Nearly a turn away. McQuarrie handles that. Back into McQuarrie. Good catch. Leaves it for Halverson. Oh, no foul on the play. I guess we'll call it a good defensive effort by Jeff Anderson. Long pass up the floor. But the Clan, on the floor, still a loose ball. Which way is it gonna go?
It should be the running Wolves ball.
Haven't seen either ref made a call. I guess they're calling a jump ball. So possession arrow goes to Western Oregon.
Both teams really battling so far, hustling after all the loose balls.
5-point lead for Simon Fraser. Wholesale changes on the part of Western Oregon. Sitting down is their big man, Tim Clark.
He's struggling a little, hasn't really produced much of anything offensively.
They did have a game in Bellingham last night, so that certainly may play a part of it. Fatigue, certainly later in the game.
And they finally hit a 3 there, but called for an offensive foul.
Jeff Anderson called, I think, for an illegal screen to set up that three-pointer by Vanderhoff. So the Clan do control the ball. Chance now to make it a 7-point lead. Nearly a turnover handled by McQuarrie. That goes into the corner. I think that's only a 2-pointer, no good anyway. Chris Gill with the rebound and the nice touch.
Nice putback, little turnaround jumper right over top of the D. That was a great shot.
Ball comes back out to John Mayring. Now over to Vanderhoff. Austin Prather in the game. There's a turnover, caught again by Vanderhoff. Down to the corner. Got away with a travel there, I think. Mayring with the shot, no good. Still loose ball. And the Wolves control.
Another 3 goes up.
Nails it.
Mike Vanderhoof drops that 3. And we got a foul. Dan Drennan called for a hold.
Drennan with the full court pressure there. A little bit too much, I guess. He was right in the face of the Clan player, Robert Smart. A little too close, I guess, for comfort. That three-pointer by Vanderhoff is something that we're going to see a lot of from him tonight. He's really going to light it up from outside. Maybe not so much hitting them, but he's certainly going to put them up from outside. He's not shy.
None of these guys are shy. I think everyone's had a chance to shoot a 3 in this game so far.
Full court pressure still by the Wolves, or at least a token half court, looking to trap it at the timeline. Robert Smart finally does break the press. David Wall in the corner. He's double teamed there, comes back out to Smart. Three-pointer by Smart, no. Rebound, and a call, I believe, is going to go SFU's way. That looks like Austin Prather with the body on the rebound.
Looks like the big guy got the benefit of the doubt on that rebounding battle. And we're in the bonus, so he's going to be going to the line for a couple of shots here.
That was quick, a quick bonus for SFU this early in the first half. Still 8:30 left in the first half, and an opportunity, if the game keeps as physical as it is, for SFU to take advantage possibly.
And was that our first free throw made of the game?
Finally, somebody hit one from the charity stripe. Sean Alverson from Maple Ridge. And is good for both free throws. Makes it a 6-point lead for the Clan, and Halverson will sit down. Anderson checking back into the game.
And Tim Clark sitting on the bench, so let's see if Anderson can put on a show here inside.
Gary Burks now controlling the ball for Oregon. Works it into the corner, Vanderhoff down there. Not much of an inside presence for the Wolves at this point, all on the perimeter. No three-pointer there. Austin Prather, nothing much inside either. Now the Clan running. Chris Gill couldn't handle the pass, out of bounds. Turnover to the running Wolves.
That's all right, that was a good look. You got to push it up the floor. Oregon's been doing a good job of controlling the tempo, reducing the amount of quick transitions SFU had, so that was a good opportunity to try and break that trend.
Burks dribbling the ball for Oregon, and he just loses the handle on it. Good pressure by Robert Smart. He didn't really have to do much as far as going after the ball, and forced his man into the turnover.
Yeah, I think Burks was trying to do a little bit too much dribbling out in the perimeter there, and turnover.
Back into what looks like a 1-2-1 zone by the Wolves. Working the ball around the perimeter. McQuarrie looks inside to Anderson, tipped out of bounds. It will be Clan ball with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Certainly an opportunity for the Clan to start using Anderson, as you mentioned, with Tim Clark sitting on the bench.
We got some battling on the inbounds before the ball's even played.
They've got to get all this aggression out of the system before Christmas. You don't want to be going into the holidays still with anything pent up. So,
hey, but Santa's watching.
so be nice, everyone. Foul called against Western Oregon. That's Ty Rothenberger with the reach in, I believe, and it's going to send Smart to the line in the bonus.
And he was the one in there trying to mix it up a little on the line, so I bet Smart feels happy that he finally got the foul called on him.
Well, he's a tough kid, Rothenberger. He was an all-state quarterback down in Oregon, Division I, I believe, Division 1A in high school. So certainly not going to be afraid to maybe stick his nose where it doesn't belong on occasion.
He's used to probably taking a few hits, so he's not afraid to mix it up.
Smart missing on the free throw. Rebound controlled, though. Wonderful touch by David Wall. Takes it down with one hand and goes back up with the other.
Goes up lefty. That was sweet.
Burke's dribbling into the key. Lots of people in there. They do kick it finally back out. Shot no good. Rebound McCrory.
SFU doing a great job on the boards. Really boxing out, getting up high, and coming down strong with the ball.
That is McCrory now with the ball on the perimeter. Dribbles, looked to draw the defender and get the ball to Anderson, but got called with the travel before he could get the ball off.
Yeah, I think he left the ground a little bit early, anticipating a teammate was going to be there, and didn't quite get rid of it in time before he landed.
You mentioned the rebounding, which should come as maybe too much of a surprise, considering as a team, I think SFU certainly has a height advantage across the board. They've got big guards, which really makes a difference when you're playing against guys who are 5'9", 5'10", like the guys from Oregon.
Definitely, but rebounding is all about heart and guts. You know what? You just got to go there and get after the basketball and come down strong with it. And you know, it's not always the taller guy who wins the battle, but in this case, it is.
That's Austin Prather on the perimeter. Wolves finally do work it back around. Rothenberger gets it to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff for three. He hits it. Nice touch.
That's a great shot. Very patient. Good ball movement.
5-point lead now for the Clan. Kwiatkowski in the corner. Thought about shooting, but instead pushes it into Anderson, who's looking for the foul. No call.
Had Vanderhoof 6-foot guard on him that time and couldn't capitalize. And here we go.
Turnover again. Here's McCrory on the run. He has Kwiatkowski. Couldn't get the ball to him. Now here come the Wolves the other way. Rothenberger with a nice pass, but no finish. That's one that John Mayring would like to have back foot from the basket, I think.
Oh my goodness. He's probably expecting someone to have a hand up there to challenge him. Sometimes you're too open and those are the toughest shots.
Still a 5-point lead, just over 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Smart controlling the ball. Cross-court pass. Wall with the three-pointer, no. Anderson mistimed the jump, but gets a lucky break. Looks like Ty Rothenberger is going to be called for undercutting him.
That is a lucky break, because I think Ty Rothenberger was just standing there hoping that he wouldn't land on him, but Anderson does come down on him, and he gets charged with the foul.
We'll take a look on the replay. Anderson, I think, mistimed the jump just a bit. He's up in the air there, and next thing you know, he's on his butt.
Oh, and Rothenberg did kind of scoot his butt into him there a little bit and took him out a bit. He does a good job of playing the innocent, though.
As any quarterback would.
That's right.
Richard Anderson at the line for the Clan.
Hey.
Get that monkey off his back. Finally hits his first free throw of the game.
That's right. That's a good sign.
So it's a 6-point lead for SFU. 5:53 exactly remaining in the first half. Make that a 7-point lead for the Clan. Running Wolves out running. I promise I won't say that again tonight. Rothenberg drives in, kicks the ball out, and they're going to call, I believe,
blocking foul.
Robert Smart with the block.
Yeah.
Fraser University foul, number 11.
Checking into the game, 44, Atiba Nelson for the Clan. This is a kid they're going to really keep an eye on here at Simon Fraser. He's a freshman out of Scarborough, Ontario, and he was ranked 5th in Ontario as a high school player last year by the coaching system in Ontario. So an explosive offensive player, young, but expect to see a lot from him. Anderson with the rebound. Robert Smart now controlling. Oregon has, temporarily at least, given up on the full court pressure. Smart works the ball into Kwiatkowski. Back out to Smart. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. There's Nelson. He drives in, puts it up a little too strong. Running the other way, that's Cropper. Catches, and a hard foul by Smart.
It's a good foul. That was should have been an easy 2, but you don't want to let the guy get the shot off and be able to sink it and go to the line for 3-point play. It's a good hard foul. You don't want to let anyone hit an open layup. Here we go. Takes it hard to the basket, and good hard foul. Got to crack him on the arm so they don't get that shot off.
Certainly not a cheap shot, but certainly let him know that he was there and he's going to have to earn the 2 points from the line.
You got it. There's no place for cheap shots, but you don't want to let them get the easy layup and, you know, build any team momentum.
Cooper hits the free throw to narrow it to a 6-point lead for SFU. Robert Smart will finally get a breather. He's been controlling the ball most of this first half for SFU. Jordan Mason checking back in the game. Missing the second free throw. Now Mason bringing the ball up with just over 5 minutes left here in the first half. Working the ball around the perimeter. That's Kwiatkowski from the corner. No good. Flying rebound is Wall. Knocks a man down, gets the ball, then goes right into Anderson. Nice touch, baby jump.
Awesome work offensively on the boards. Everybody's crashing in.
Vanderhoff, that's only a 2-pointer. No, decides to pass. Ball inside to Anderson. Now, shot, no. Tipped out, and it will be red ball. The referees looked at each other for a second, but the call does go to Oregon.
Well, Western Oregon's lucky that time. They should have had a turnover on sloppy passing. Number 12 left his feet there and tried to just flip it off, and they're lucky they got the ball back. That should have been a turnover.
Mayring inbounding the ball for Oregon. Just did get it inside the 5-second count. That's Dan Drennan controlling the ball. Now leaves it for Cropper. There's Vancouver native Jeff Anderson for 3. Too strong. Rebound to the Clan. Jordan Mason controlling. Works it over to David Wall. Wall drives, puts it up off the glass. And back with a nice touch.
Nice drive, a little double clutch, and kisses it off the glass. It's got a nice touch for a big guy.
4 minutes left. The Clan holding on to a 10-point lead. Now a turnover. Chance for a little bit more. Jordan Mason controlling things. It's to Wall in the corner. Looks inside to Kwiatkowski. Maybe a touch on the arm. Goes in his own rebound. Wow, that's what coaches love to see.
Follow your shot there. He knew he probably didn't get a good release on it. It was kind of a tough shot, so he just crashed the boards. And, you know, if coach sees, you know you take a bad shot, and the best thing to do is to get after it and make sure you get that possession back.
A great effort by Kwiatkowski. Misses the shot, gets his own rebound, and then almost forces a turnover there, knocking the ball out of bounds. But it will be Oregon ball with 3:36 left in the first half. All of a sudden, it's a 12-point lead for the Clan.
They've just been chipping away at it. They haven't been forcing the action, but they've been forcing a lot of
idea to throw it in there.
Here we go, listen to the Western Oregon coach.
With 5-0 passing game. That doesn't mean we got post-ups. That means you spread them out and cut. That's what it means. That means you get down here on defense and block out. He went by you like he's quicker than you. Do you think he's quicker than you? Guys, we cannot survive if we play unintelligent down here and we don't block out down here.
Slow decisions, catch and fake. Now, the big thing is that the defensive end got on any side. Back and finding quick enough. You're sprinting here and not really sprinting hard enough. I'm asking you to bust your hump for the next 3 minutes and 36 seconds. It's critical. Hey, be slow inside and knock down everything inside. They'll foul you. They can't handle us inside. Let's go.
Certainly different perspectives from either coach inside. Here's, like we said earlier, great effort by Andrew Kwiatkowski.
Oh, definitely. Gets after his own shot. And Western Oregon coaches talking about boxing out. And you got to control the defensive boards. They're getting, SFU's able to get after their missed shots, get second and third chances. And you can't win like that. You have to control the boards. And that's what he was hollering about to his team on the bench during the timeout.
You can certainly tell from those timeouts who had the 12-point lead. Anyway, Scott Clark very calmed and controlled in the huddle, where Tom Kelly a little bit more emotional, obviously.
Definitely trying to fire his team up these last 3 minutes, make a little bit of a run, get that lead down.
Drennan controlling the ball for the running Wolves. Tim Clark still on the bench for Western Oregon. We haven't seen much of him for the last 10 minutes of this half.
Well, I think Coach was trying to talk about getting some more movement, make some slashes, cut, get some things going here.
That's Mayring for three, misses. Rebound though, Anderson inside, misses that. Rebound to SFU. Jordan Mason controlling things. It's like a 1-3-1 zone they're playing against. Could open things up on the perimeter. Instead, they go inside to Anderson. Great catch and a better finish.
Great hands. It was a nice hard pass and great hands to be able to control that and put it up for two.
Cropper in the corner now for the Wolves. Guarded by Kwiatkowski. He'll give him the baseline. Takes it. Misses the shot. Oh, Wall had a rebound but lost the handle. And Jeff Anderson puts it in for two.
Oh, lucky break for Oregon.
Wall comes back down, dribbles, drives, turnover. Here comes Western Oregon again. That's Mike Vanderhoff at the perimeter. Finally works around to Drennan, back to Vanderhoff, open for three, misses. Big rebound by Anderson, loose ball, back to Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski looking for someone to give the ball to, got lucky. It's going to be white ball. I think the Clan may have had the benefit of a call there.
Yeah, I think so. It definitely looked like he put it out of bounds on his own, but he'll take that call.
Tim Clark checks back into the game for Western Oregon. 2:16 left in the first half. He's their main guy offensively, but he's been sitting most of this first half so far.
These last few minutes, they got to look to get him involved in the game so he can go into half feeling good about his game.
They're going to go right at Clark, it looks like, trying to work the ball inside to Anderson. There's McCrory for three. Rebound controlled by Western Oregon. Here comes Drennan bringing the ball up. Pulls up with a three-pointer. Finally works it inside to Clark quickly. Spin move, and they're going to call the foul, I believe, before on Dave Wall.
And Dave Wall trying to suck it up a little bit there. Looks like he got an elbow to the gut when Clark spun around.
A nice quick spin move and a little bit of body contact there, but
just a good hard move by Clark. He's got to take it hard to the basket and you know, get some chances to put it up there.
Sean Halverson coming into the game to give Dave Wall a bit of a rest. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Full shot clock for Western Oregon. That's Vanderhoff leaving it for Drennan. Works it around to Cropper, who's open, won't take the shot. Good perimeter movement and good patience so far by the running Wolves.
Working the ball around.
15 seconds left on the shot clock. They're certainly milking this clock. Cross-court pass, ill-advised, I can say. Out of bounds to the Clan.
Yeah, that was a bad pass. Plain and simple. You can't try and force the action along the baseline there. You don't have a lot of room for error.
The Clan now with the chance to open up or to expand on their 12-point lead. 30-18 the score right now. Jordan Mason controlling.
Oregon still in a zone, a 1-3 zone.
Really trying to pack it in on Anderson and with success. The turnover up to Vanderhoff. He goes in hard and a hard foul by Chris Gill.
Yeah, it was a good strong foul again, trying to prevent that three-point opportunity, and Vanderhoff a little disappointed he couldn't get that one to fall. It was awfully close.
Chris Gill back this year after missing all of last year with a back injury. The Mount Pearl, Newfoundland native with good hustle on the play, and that's what coaches say they love the most about this guy. He's a hard worker, he hits the floor, and he obviously hits the bodies.
Yeah, he's not afraid to take a few hits. Plays very hard, like you said.
A good boy from the Rock. Minute 11 left in the first half. Western Oregon now the chance, and that does cut the lead to 10 points. Full court pressure again by the Wolves. They had success with this earlier in the game, but SFU breaks it. Kwiatkowski with Anderson, but takes it himself. Nice play by Clark defensively, and the baby hook by Anderson.
He's got a great touch around the basket. That was a tough shot. Looks like he got a little bit of body on that shot too.
That's Drennan for three. Rims out. Rebound. SFU. Chris Gill controlling it there. Here comes Jordan Mason. Long pass up to Anderson. Another great catch. And the call on Tim Clark. Certainly not what the coach wanted to see, a foul this late in the first half on their big man. What a great effort by Anderson inside. Richard caught that ball, went up, tried to screen the defender away, drew the foul.
Yeah, this guy's a big, strong guy. There he goes up. Couple guys around him and goes up hard and gets the foul. He can catch any pass, I think, that's sent his way or even in his general vicinity. He's got great hands. Not such a good touch from the free throw line this evening.
Not tonight anyways.
Struggling a little bit here. That's about his 7th attempt, I think, and he's 2 for 7 so far.
The Ottawa native misses on both free throws, and that could be something that the Wolves will want to key on later. Let him get the ball inside and just foul him.
Yeah, that's always a strategy, you know, if you get somebody who's not hitting from the line.
It's Jeff Anderson controlling the ball, the Vancouver native for Western Oregon. Leaves it for Cropper with 18 on the shot clock, 22 on the game clock. Vanderhoff, that's a two-pointer. Too strong. He's cold so far from outside today. SFU controls with 13 on the clock. Mason with the ball. Ball counting down, looking for someone open. There it is. Chris Gill short. Ball out of bounds with 1 second left on the clock. Gill wide open, just couldn't finish it.
I thought that one was going in, and that would have been a very heartbreaking basket for Western Oregon.
A game of spurts really so far in the first half from what we've seen. Western Oregon came out with some great pressure early, but the Clan able to fight back and open up a 12-point lead.
Yeah, it's not like SFU has been blowing them out through the whole game. They just had been able to put a couple runs together, whereas Oregon hasn't been able to do that.
Well, that is the first half, 32-20 the score for SFU. We'll be right back right after this quick break, and we'll get you up to date on all of the first half action.
It's taken over 25,000 years to develop. It's able to withstand thousands of pounds per square inch. It's the latest in exercise equipment, and you sit on it every day. Chair aerobics.
If a group of people were meeting to decide the future of development in your community, your neighborhood, on your street, would you want to know what was going on? City Council coverage on Rogers Community Television. It's real, it's important, it's your life.
Welcome to halftime. The score 32-24 SFU. It's a tough game out there. The matchup is big and the competition is tough. Our feature for you this halftime is an in-depth look at head coach Scott Clark for SFU. Take a look.
Scott Clark has been coaching the Simon Fraser University men's basketball team for over 4 years now. In that time, Clark has brought the team 2 third-place finishes, as well as a second-place finish in the Nationals in '96. So when did Clark first realize basketball was his calling?
Maybe about 12 years old was the first time I was introduced to the game. My mom had to go to parent-teacher interviews because I wasn't doing very well in school, and teacher thought that it would be a good idea for me to get involved in basketball. I wasn't too keen on that idea, but my mom kind of persuaded me to go to practice, or I wasn't probably going to get too many dinners around there. Yeah. And I fell in love with the game immediately. I got to start by being an assistant coach at Malaspina College, working for a guy by the name of Mark Simpson, who's an outstanding coach. And really, the more I learned about the game of basketball, the more I learned that I didn't know. And I wanted to learn a lot more about the game, and it intrigued me. And so from there I went down, I took a leave of absence from teaching and went down to the University of Victoria to be an assistant there and work on my level 4 coaching certification. Spent a year there, and then I was fortunate enough for Jay to give me a call and he asked me if I would be his assistant coach. And I said yeah, and I came over here for a year and had a great time working for Jay, and I learned a whole lot from him, and had a real good experience, but that kind of looked like it was going to be the end of the road. And I went back to teach high school in Nanaimo because my 2-year leave of absence was up, and before I knew it, Jay was moving on to the Grizzlies, and they wanted me to have the job here. I get out there and I demand of the players. I think that we demand of the players on the basketball floor, but we also demand of the players in the classroom. And it's not just that we demand, we expect them to play hard, and we expect them to go to class. And we expect them to concentrate both in the classroom and on the basketball floor. We expect them to carry themselves in a mature manner. The really good players, and that's what we hope we get here, the really good players don't want you to just roll out the basketballs. The really good players want to get better as a team and individually. That's why kids choose to come to Simon Fraser. They choose to have a good basketball experience and a good educational experience and be pushed in both those areas. And I think that we push them and we're demanding, but I think that we're able to do that because the players know that we really care.
The Clan has opened the 98-99 season with a win and 2 losses, not the kind of start Clark was hoping for. But his expectations for the rest of the season are optimistic.
Seattle Pacific was a good, solid team, and they beat us. We were a little short-handed. We were out Jordan Mason and David Wall, and I think that makes a bit of a difference. I really believe we should be 2-1. I think we let an opportunity slip away with the St. Martin's loss. We lost by 8, and we were up in the final 5 minutes of that game, and defensively we had some troubles down the stretch part, putting some stops together and getting a rebound. And again, you hate to make excuses, but I think if David Wall's in the lineup, that we come away from that game with a win. So I really think that having everybody around now eligible and ready to compete, it makes a big difference for us. And if we can keep things in that way the rest of the season, we're going to be a pretty good team. Every year, it's not what I expect. I believe it's what the players expect. We sit down at the beginning of the year and we say, let's set some realistic goals. What do you think are realistic goals for this team? What do you want out of this season? Because I can want everything, but it's ultimately them who has to buy into it.
With some hard work, a little bit of luck, and no major injuries, Coach Clark feels his team could go all the way to the Nationals. For Rogers Community Television Sports, I'm Dave Novak.
Thanks a lot for that feature, Dave. It was a great job. We have some replays set up for you upstairs. Let's go straight to your commentators. Paul and Carrie, take it away, guys.
In favor of the Clan, and a couple of things that really important to look at for the Clan so far this game. They've controlled the offensive tempo, and the shots that they're putting up have got in. Let's take a look at a couple of the replays from the first half. Namely, the first one, I believe, is David Wall with some great touch.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of penetrating, getting the ball inside. Here we see him taking it hard to the basket, up and around a defender. Nice touch off the glass, gets a little lucky roll there, and in for 2.
The pure shooter's always with the lucky touches, I guess, around the hoop. Not something I would know about personally, but David Wall obviously showing some great touch, driving to the hole. And another guy who was really impressive so far that first half, leading all scorers, is Richard Anderson with 12 points. Big, strong guy, and he really showed it in the paint.
and he's doing a good job of getting around defenders. Here we see an entry pass in. He's got 2 guys around him. He just elevates above them. Every shot he's taken is challenged, and he does a good job of just elevating over the defense, and he's got a really nice soft touch, and he's going in for some relatively easy shots because he's such a skilled player.
Now, we mentioned that Anderson is leading everyone with 12 points right now, but he could be doing a lot better. Only 2 for 8 from the free throw line.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit from the line, and Western Oregon, if I was them and I was their coach, I'd be hammering that guy, making him earn his points from the line. Although Tim Clark does have 3 fouls, so he's in a little bit of trouble. Perhaps get someone else in there to put a body on him, make those shots a little tougher, and hammer him a few times, make him go to the line.
So we'll be looking forward to that matchup in the paint in the second half. Clark versus Anderson should be a good one. We'll throw it back now over to Katie. Katie, take it away.
Thanks a lot, you guys. Now's your chance to refill your beverage and stick around. We'll be right back with second half coverage.
I'm Herb Lewis. Please join me and our media panel weekly for an in-depth half hour of news and opinion on Pacific Focus, talking to the people who make the news.
Okay, it's time for second half, 32-20 for the Clan. It should be interesting to see if the pace gets slowed down a bit and if the fouls become less and the turnovers as well. It's all about offensive boards, though. Let's see what our commentators have to say. Go ahead, Paul and Carrie.
Thank you so much, Katie. We are back here, second half action. 12 points is the advantage for the Clan, and that's Kwiatkowski. Pulls up for the jumper, a little bit short, goes after his own rebound, though. No luck, out of bounds to Western Oregon.
SFU still coming out hard, challenging every offensive rebound.
Here's a guy we didn't hear nearly as much as we thought we were going to hear in the first half, Mike Vanderhoff, excuse me.
He's been struggling from the three-point line.
Shot clock at 20. Jeff Anderson in the corner. Kicking it back around, Vanderhoff again. Good movement by Western Oregon, but I think maybe better defense should be the, and just as I called to say that, a foul by SFU.
Just going to say that I don't think that was, necessarily good ball movement by Oregon's part. I think it was good defensive pressure. They were forcing the pass out on the perimeter. They weren't letting any of the cutters get open, doing a good job of denying cutters and flashes inside. And yeah, I think that was good defensive pressure. Unfortunate foul here, however. And they called it on the shot, which is interesting.
That is interesting. He looked a good 4 feet away from the hoop, unless he was going to pull that one up from the hip.
No, he wasn't looking to score that one, I don't think.
Rothenberger on the line for Western Oregon, hits the second. And full court pressure, something we saw early from Western Oregon in the game. Here going to come again, but quickly broken that time by SFU. Andrew Kwiatkowski picks up the ball, now gets it into Anderson. Playing on the perimeter is the big guy, works it back outside to McCrory. McCrory penetrates, baseline, reverse layup. Nice finish.
Pretty basket.
Quickly back the other way, the Wolves. That's Vanderhoff for 3, misses.
That was very much a forced shot.
And here come the Clan.
Oh.
Richard Anderson was open for about 5 minutes, I think it felt like, for him at that end of the court, but they couldn't get the ball to him.
Wall should have tossed that one up high for the dunk.
Clan called for another defensive foul on block, I believe.
Rothenberger starting to take it to the hole a little bit more here. He's drawn 2 fouls so far.
Defensively so far, both teams sort of have come out flat-footed from the looks of it. It looked at first the Clan had some great pressure, cutting off the passing lanes, but then 2 quick fouls, and certainly they don't want to put Western Oregon in the bonus. That's Rothenberger with the jumper, nice rainbow, and hits it.
There we go, he hits one. This might be the start of something here for him.
Full court pressure by the running Wolves. That's McCrory. He's left alone with with Vanderhoff guarding him. McCrory with the ball again. Andrew Kwiatkowski now. They're really looking side to Anderson. He does catch it. Small elbow creates a little bit of space, and he hits the jumper.
Yeah, just turns to those big shoulders, creates a little bit of room, and up for an easy two.
Ball into the corner for Vanderhoff, puts it up, nails it. A two-pointer for Mike Vanderhoff, the transfer from Portland State to Western Oregon. SFU breaks the pressure. That's Dave Wall, works it into Kwiatkowski, puts it left hand, dribbles, puts it up right hand. Oh. Does everything but put it in, but draws the foul. Quick off the dribble. He just took his left hand into the lane. Next thing you know, he was laying it up.
Yeah, had a really quick first step, beat his defense. Help side was slow coming over. And here we see him wide open in the lane there. And number 10, Vanderhoff, getting over there late to try and take the charge.
Kwiatkowski is what you call a slasher in this game. He just cuts every time he'll see a little bit of daylight and takes it right to the hole.
Definitely kind of tall and wiry and just sort of weasels his way into position, and he's doing a good job of it tonight.
Misses the first free throw and misses the second, but there's Richard Anderson with a big rebound and the block by Jeff Anderson.
Well, Jeff Anderson had the block, but unfortunately, Mayring had some contact down low, and I believe that's who the foul is on. Anderson went up hugely high for that board.
He's got some great leaps. He can really get up.
Richard Anderson.
Thought he was going to hit his head on the roof.
No problem at all so far in the second half for Anderson from the free throw line.
Let's touch some wood here. Keep him going.
Rothenberger will sit down for Western Oregon, which is a bit of a surprise. He's been the only spark plug for them so far in the first half. Coming in for Rothenberger, Dan Drennan, the versatile either 1 or 2 guard, depending on who they have on the floor. Anderson missed his second free throw, but he gets a lucky break. It looks like one of the Wolves was in the lane a little early.
Yeah, lane violation gives him another shot at it, and he's got to knock this one down.
Chance to make it a 13-point lead for SFU over the visiting Western Oregon University running Wolves, who were playing in Bellingham last night, as we said. So late in this half, we'll see whether the legs are there. I guess that's going to be a key for SFU to keep some fresh bodies coming in and out of this game.
That's definitely a key. Anytime you have to play a back-to-back game, that second game, usually the second half, you know, legs are a little tired, and SFU should take advantage of that.
14-point lead for the Clan. Anderson hits both free throws. That's Vanderhoff missing on the 3. Fight inside. Kwiatkowski, did he call a timeout? He did.
Oh.
He did call a timeout before his feet went out of bounds, so it will be SFU ball after the timeout.
Great hustle. That's a great rule to be able to take advantage of every now and then. Instead of forcing the turnover, call that timeout in the air, and they get the ball.
Was a heads up. Good battle in the paint going after that ball. Kwiatkowski just staying inbounds, and did he get it? Yeah, okay. Ref will give him the benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
I think Coach Tom Kelly from Western Oregon might be arguing something different, but certainly happy to take it. Let's go into the huddle now with Scott Clark.
Okay, after that, you got to stay behind. Stay behind the basketball. At the offensive end, just have patience. Patience. Richard, stay in the post and post your butt off. You're bailing out. Okay? Oh, stay down, sit down, sit down.
I don't know if you'll find that strategy in a lot of playbooks. Post your butt off, Richard.
Right, just like a switching man. That's what we want. We're 5.
Tom Kelly, I think, hoping for a little bit more consistency from his players so far. They've had flashes. At times they'll come out in that full court pressure and they'll look good, they'll look strong, and then at other times they're sort of sleepwalking out there and letting guys really control the boards, which is exactly what SFU has done so far in this game.
Well, they need to get a little run going, like you said, and sometimes if you just get the point spread within 10 points, it just seems, as a player out there, it just seems so much more like you can get a handle of things, and it doesn't seem as big a deal as when you're, down by 13 points. The double-digit leads can be a little scary.
Kwiatkowski controlling the ball for SFU. That's Jordan Mason that's checked into the game. Looks inside for Anderson. He is posting up inside, clears his man out, and what a finish.
Post your butt off. You will get a dunk.
I think he posted a couple people's butts off on that one.
Holy smokes.
Back comes Western Oregon.
Heck of a poster.
I think that's probably exactly what Scott Clark had in mind. And don't be surprised if we see that again.
I think he diagrammed that one too.
Coach of the year if he did. Oregon works it inside. There's Clark going against Anderson. Couldn't get a good shot off. He's been frustrated. 3 fouls early in this game. Has really taken him out of his rhythm. McCrory, 3-pointer. No good. Good box out by Cropper. Now Drennan running the other way for the Wolves. Again, perimeter work for the Wolves. Not really even looking inside at this point. They don't have a man in position to receive the ball. They're just looking to work it around the perimeter and hoping that something cuts open. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now finally an easy pass, but a great block. Are they going to call the goaltend or a foul?
I think they're calling a foul. Oh my goodness.
Tim Clark was wide open.
Wow, he's going up for the soft layup there. He should have gone up for the Richard Anderson dunk. Here we go, see him going up. Expecting the easy little layup. Oh, I don't see where the foul is there. That's a tough call.
Tough call for David Wall on that one. I believe that's his 3rd foul now in the game. So Tim Clark with an opportunity to try and cut into this 15-point lead for SFU.
He is just struggling tonight. Who would have thunk it during our pregame?
After we build him up so much, the transfer from Division I Sacramento State University coming over now to Western Oregon. He's been their bread and butter. He's been their low post power the entire year so far this year. Nothing tonight so far. Credit to the likes of Richard Anderson, I think.
You got it.
McCrory works the ball to Wall, who draws the foul. Austin Prather, I believe, is the Wolf who will be credited with the foul there. Good ball movement by the Clan, and another guy who's just so quick and so quick off the dribble for a big guy is David Wall.
Yeah, he's doing a great job penetrating, getting to the basket. He's another one of those slasher types.
Anderson fights the double team. Turnover, that's Drennan. Picks off the ball, comes in. Nice pass, and the nice finish.
Yeah, Wall going up to challenge that one as well, but a great basket.
Mike Vanderhoff explodes up and finishes with the 2. Back with the full court pressure are the Wolves. McCrory shakes off the defender. There's Mason alone for 3, 2 open, I guess. Rebound to Western Oregon. A little pushing behind the play right in front of us here. Ball goes out of bounds. Tim Clark, I believe, knocked out by McCrory. So a little bit of pushing. Cropper and was it David Wall down here, sort of slowing each other down a little bit, you might say, running back up the floor.
Hanging on to each other's shirts, doing a little tango or something down there on the corner.
Returning to the SFU lineup, number 32, Sean.
SFU's showing great patience offensively, really working the ball around, not rushing any shots. Oregon needs to do the same thing and get something going here. Bit of an ill-advised 3.
Yeah, Vanderhoff has not been hot from the outside like we expected him to be. That is Vanderhoff kicking it back out to Drennan. He decides not to penetrate. Now he will. Ill-advised turnover to SFU.
Just looking to force the action. They're looking to take it inside when it's not there, and they're shooting quick jumpers when they should be working it around a little more.
Kwiatkowski picks up his dribble in the corner, gives it to Wall. Left hand, finger roll. Nice touch.
Oh, a nice little finger roll. He's had some really athletic shots inside tonight.
Timeout called by Western Oregon University. I'm impressed so far with 2 guys offensively, of course, outside of Richard Anderson. Both Kwiatkowski and Wall have shown some great moves facing the basket, something you don't see a lot from guys who are 6'6", 6'7", and taller to be able to take it to the hole.
Get a hand on a direct pass. That's a bounce pass. That's a direct pass. You haven't made him throw a lob yet.
I don't think he's too happy with Tim Clark's production this evening, offensively or defensively.
I have a feeling they probably want to try to they probably want to try to get in front of Anderson in the low post.
There's Wall taking it strong to the basket, and you have a couple players like that on the outside. It definitely makes Anderson's job easier. I mean, because defensively, you can't figure out who the heck you need to shut down when you have it come in from all different angles.
So Tim Clark certainly trying to get back on track for the running Wolves. Dan Drennan controlling the ball now for Western Oregon University. Vanderhoff leaves it for Drennan in the corner. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. No inside presence so far for the running Wolves. That's Drennan for 3. Wow, we hit that one with
Long
Mason right in his face.
That was a deep 3. They definitely needed that shot.
Cuts the lead to 12, that 3-pointer.
And
SFU with a good call. Good hustle by Cropper on the play, but knocked out of bounds to SFU.
Oregon still doing a good job of pressuring the guards, bringing the ball up the court.
Tony McCrory inbounding. That's picked off by Cropper with a catch on the run. Goes up left hand, finishes.
Nice finish. Great pass over top of the defense to Cropper.
The Clan finally break the pressure. That's McCrory. He's double teamed. Taken away. That's Vanderhoff going in, and he misses. Doesn't use the left hand like we just saw his counterpart do a minute ago, and misses. Kwiatkowski coming up with the ball. That's McCrory with the long pass to the corner for Wall. 3-pointer, rims out. Rebound will be red ball. I think that went off Mason's foot and out of bounds.
Well, 10-point lead now. Once you get that inside 10 points, it seems to turn into a whole new ball game.
Robert Smart finally checking back in the game for the Clan, a guy we haven't seen much of since he played most of the first half at point.
And he did an outstanding job in the first half. Maybe he might be the spark that SFU needs right now to sort of, you know, blow apart this game here and win it big.
Backdoor cut to Drennan. He's cut off by Anderson. Baseline pass. Working it around the horn and to Drennan again. Puts it up. Nails it. Nice ball movement.
Down to a 7-point lead.
2 big 3-pointers the last 2 times down the floor for Western Oregon. Full court pressure again. Smart able to break it that time. Wall to Anderson all alone inside, and you know they're going to foul him in the paint. That close to the bucket.
He was hammered. They weren't going to let him go up for the dunk.
You're only allowed a certain number of those a game, Richard, sorry.
1 per half. He's had his quota.
Personal foul, Western Oregon.
I have a feeling he might try and sneak in another one at some point.
Something tells me.
I know I used to try and sneak in more than my quota, so.
20, Chris Gill.
Chris Gill checking back in the game for SFU. Turnover on the inbound pass. That's a tough one.
SFU a little bit sloppy on the inbound passes.
Drennan now controlling the ball for Oregon State. Or excuse me, Western Oregon. They're trying to get inside to Clark, let their big man touch the ball, something he hasn't done, I don't think, this half. Drennan will drive, though, kicks it back out. They work it now, finally drive off the window. No, they will call the offensive charge on Austin Prather.
No basket.
Robert Smart just enters into the game, does an outstanding defensive job standing in there and taking a big hit for the charge. And the basket does not count.
Not much doubt that Prather was going to go to the hoop on that one. He just picked the ball up and went, and obviously ill-advised.
Put his head down and went for it.
Chris Gill driving to the hole, puts it up, misses. That was on the rim. I think they're going to call David Wall.
Offensive interference. He had his hand on the rim. Did a good job of getting up high for that board, though, but just got his other hand on the rim there. So they'll take away that offensive opportunity.
A 7-point lead for SFU. This game has really slowed down as far as tempo goes. We haven't seen much of a break on either end of the ball.
Oh, and the running Wolves doing a great job defensively and taking some time now to work the ball around, like you said, and let Clark have a few touches here.
Work it inside. Drennan finally puts it up, and they're going to call Richard Anderson on the block.
Got there a little bit late and tried to work the flop, but it didn't go his way.
Number 54, Richard Anderson, is first. Personal
Here
foul.
we see
Only
him.
first foul on Richard so far this game, and a little slow, like
Yeah,
you said.
he was almost there. He just kind of scooted in the lane a little bit too late, and definitely is a blocking foul. You know, maybe that's the way Oregon has to go at this point. You got to try and take it inside, create some contact, draw some fouls. You know, it might open up things a little bit more for their perimeter game.
They're certainly not setting up any type of a post offense as Oregon. Clark hasn't touched the ball anywhere near the blocks in this half anyways, and when he has, he just hasn't been effective.
Yeah, he's basically just become a screener. He's stepping out and screening some of the guards on the outside.
Rebound, loose ball, that's Anderson, gets it taken away from him. Cropper, now long pass to Clark, gets the men up in the air, and another quick foul on Richard Anderson.
Clark just shaking his head going, what can I do to get a break around here? Jeez, he just is dying for an easy bucket.
Try to follow the bouncing ball on that one. It touched about 3 Clan players, I think, before it finally ended up.
Well, Smart did a flying out of bounds, toss the ball through your legs kind of save, and went back to Oregon, but great effort nonetheless. And this guy's having a rough go of things, chatting to himself there on the line.
Tony McCrory checking back in for the Clan, and that gives Jordan Mason a bit of a break. He led the team last year, McCrory did, an assist, and was 4th in scoring. So you know this senior is going to be putting a lot of numbers in the stat column this year. Oregon missed the second free throw out of bounds to SFU, and here comes that full court pressure again. McCrory breaks it.
Good patience by SFU. Oh, and there's Anderson posting his butt off again.
Certainly open inside. Nice work by Clark, though. Defensively, that's a three-pointer hit by Chris Gill.
Great shot. Defense is all sagging off on Clark, and again, it opens it up, or rather Anderson, and opens it up for the perimeter.
SFU drops back into their man-to-man defense. That's Drennan on the perimeter. Finally gets it to Clark. He'll shoot from there. 15-footer, nailed it.
I bet he's happy to see that one go down. This could be the start of something good for him.
Smart breaks the pressure for SFU, leaves it for McCrory on the perimeter, goes inside to Clark, very unselfish. Gets it to the big guy. Could have easily taken a three-pointer there, but hey, that's a leader.
Yeah, definitely. That shows some maturity, and again, unselfish play. Could have easily taken that 3, but saw Anderson in there, punched it inside. And here we go. Right inside, and a huge foul. Well, he's going to make him earn those 2. Nothing easy.
Austin Prather will give him his wallet back after the game, too. So on the line for the first of 2 is Richard Anderson. A 6-point lead. Make that 7-point lead for SFU. Whole-scale substitutions now for the Running Wolves. 4 new bodies coming into the game.
I feel like I'm watching a hockey game now.
They're going on the fly.
That's unusual. You don't usually see that many subs coming in all at once during a
Certainly a
university game.
small team on the floor, 2 for Western Oregon. The tallest guy is John Mayring at about 6'7", but after that it drops right off to about maybe 6'4" to 6'1".
Well, their penetration and driving and taking it to the rim has been working thus far and cut down this lead, so they're probably getting in some quick guys in here and seeing if they can keep that going.
That's Rothenberger at the point.
A slashing kind of wheeling offense here, lots of screens, lots of movement.
Certainly no low post player. And they are just working the perimeter. Rothenberger guarded by Gill. He'll drive baseline, gets Gill up in the air and draws the foul.
Well, there you go. The subs work. They got some quick guys in there. Just keep attacking the rim, slashing, moving, and we'll go to the line for 2.
Certainly taking advantage of the quickness they've got on the floor, but also just a nice head fake and then a smart play to just lean into the man while he's in the air and draw the foul.
Yeah, you got to create a little contact, and Rothenberger did a great job of doing that.
A 6-point lead for SFU. Make that 5-point lead for the Clan.
And there's that run we talked about earlier for the running Wolves.
Smart being pressured by the Clan. They do break it. Kwiatkowski drives and finishes. A little baby touch off the window.
Floating left and goes back shooting right. That was a great athletic shot.
Rothenberger leaves it there for Jeff Anderson. Rothenberger in the corner. He has Gill guarding him. Double team Kwiatkowski, and the Clan come up with the ball.
I think the quarterback would want a little pass interference called on that one.
Robert Smart fakes left, goes right. Doesn't finish, but there it is by Richard Anderson.
Nice follow-up.
All of a sudden, the pace is picked up here again, and it's backed up to a 9-point lead for SFU. Banks looking for Anderson down low, but just passes that one a little too far.
Yeah, he had him, but a little overzealous on the pass there.
More height checking in for SFU. That's David Wall coming in for for Chris Gill.
Well, they're going to look to take advantage of the small lineup by Western Oregon.
Smart avoids the double team at half court and now gets the ball back, slowing things down a little bit for SFU. 23 seconds left on the shot clock. McCrory works it over to Wall on the perimeter. Back. Nice give and go there with McCrory, but the foul called before the shot.
We've got a holding foul on Anderson, I believe. I'll check that, Rothenberger.
Here we go again with some whole-scale substitutions for Western Oregon. 3 guys checking back in the game. And I guess the guy we should be keeping our eye on the most there, Tim Clark, number 50 for the running Wolves. He's certainly been on the bottom end of the matchup with that big man, 54, Richard Anderson, so far this game.
Yeah, Anderson's definitely winning the battle hands down, but again, it's only a 9-point game, and that's when someone with the leadership of a Tim Clark and the athleticism can really turn things on and change the course of this game.
Clark with the rebound there, gives it up to Rothenberger. Clark on the perimeter now before he cuts into the low post area. Vanderhoff gives it back out to Rothenberger. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. They're just looking for an opening. Good patience, that leaves Vanderhoff for 3. Rims out. Rebound, SFU. Smart coming back up. Richard Anderson was there on the break, but Smart decides to slow things down a bit.
Smart play. Trying to slow it down and work it around a little bit.
Anderson at the perimeter. Tried a little too hard with that pass, I think, to get inside to Kwiatkowski rather than just kick it back out.
Yeah, just a little too much on that pass. It was actually could have been a good pass. There was no help side defense. He was open there. Just should have put up a nice soft pass and probably would have had an easy 2 out of it.
Rothenberger guarded by Smart now. Smart talking to him a little bit, saying, you can't beat me, come on, try. Again, the perimeter game for Oregon. Rothenberger open, Smart in his face, but maybe just disrupted it enough. Rothenberger, another 3-pointer. He's 0 for 2 on that series. SFU controls the loose ball. Smart behind the back. Now slows things up again. Leaves it there for McCrory.
Yeah, SFU outrunning. Anderson and Wall were up the court in a hurry, but they're not looking to force it. They're up. They don't need to force the action.
Kwiatkowski with the shot, no good. Nice rebound, controlled by Western Oregon. Now they're running. Rothenberger with the ball, puts it up. No, McCrory controls the rebound.
A little bit of an ill-advised shot. Small man going in amongst the Giants there and put up a bit of a brick.
Smart has McCrory off a foot, no call. Ref didn't see it, that leaves Rothenberger for the easy 2.
Nice unselfish play by Cropper to get that ball up ahead of the play.
7-point lead now for SFU. They break the full court pressure. McCrory now looks inside to Anderson, but reloads. Back around to Kwiatkowski. 3-pointer, yes!
Wide open for the 3. A nice stroke and knocks it down. Back up to a 10-point lead.
That is a big, big series for SFU on offense. A three-pointer all of a sudden puts them back in the driver's seat.
That's huge. Again, back to that double-digit lead and puts SFU in the driver's seat. However, 6:41 left in the game, and that's a ton of time, so anything can happen, and this game isn't over by any means.
They're having great success in breaking the full court pressure is SFU. So far, everything that Western Oregon has thrown at them hasn't worked. They've been able to break the pressure, whether it's with the pass or the dribble.
Yeah, they have been able to break it most of the occasions, but like that couple transitions ago, we did see a turnover, Cropper getting a pick, although they did get a bit of a break there. It was a football, but there was no call. But, you know, Oregon's doing a good job of still slowing that pace down and making SFU use a little bit of the shot clock, but SFU's definitely in the driver's seat, and like you said, they are controlling the tempo here, and they've got all the momentum in their court, and it's up to Western Oregon to try and turn the tide.
The two keys for Coach Scott Clark for his team this season, he says, are the plays of his big men and conditioning. Those are the number 1 and 2 things in his playbook. And we'll see how the conditioning kicks in late in the game here, especially when you're trying to break a press. Believe it or not, it takes a lot out of you offensively just to try to break a press.
Yeah, and this is a back-to-back game. Like you said, they were playing last night in Bellingham, and he played full court pressure all game. It's pretty tough. We see that wide open layup by Rothenberger. Nothing too spectacular there, but they could sure use a few more of those easy types of shots.
Take whatever they can, will the running Wolves. Rothenberger guarded by Smart. Still working the perimeter. Now finally get into Clark. An easy two, caught SFU napping.
And the big dunk.
McCrory breaks the pressure and threw that one away. Oops. Certainly one that Tony McCrory would like to have back.
Yeah, he'd definitely like to have that one back. He's not too pleased with himself as he walks down the other end of the court.
6:15 left in this game. SFU with an 8-point advantage. That's Vanderhoff controlling the ball for Western Oregon. Leaves it for Cropper in the corner. Still the man-to-man defense. Cropper drives, goes over a wall with a touch off the glass.
Oh, that was a great shot. Just elevated above the crowd there and kissed it off the glass. They're having success when they take it to the basket. And good defensive pressure.
McCrory drives, sees wall. That's a two-pointer. Foot was on the line, doesn't go anyways. Fight inside. No doubt Richard Anderson's going to come up with that one. But they do call the jump ball with Anderson and the 6-foot Mike Vanderhoff.
Anderson just went out and ripped it from Vanderhoof's hands and had Vanderhoof's arm tangled up in that rebound with him.
Richard Anderson's got arms about the size of Vanderhoff's legs, so I'm not too surprised that he won that battle.
And here we see him going up. There's Vanderhoof. Oh, give me my arm back.
We'll pop that back in a socket
Waiting to
later.
the ref.
Back to live action now. Cropper at the top. There's Vanderhoff. See if the shoulder's hurting. Well, maybe he misses that three-pointer, but he hasn't been that impressive from outside the arc so far this game.
No, he hasn't. He has struggled.
Tony McCrory controlling things now for SFU. 25 left on the shot clock. They reload to Smart. Gets it inside to a wide open Richard Anderson, and he was open for a reason. He pushed Tim Clark well out of the way.
It's amazing how open you can get when you just sort of shove your check out of the way.
Offensive foul to number 54, Richard Anderson.
That puts Western Oregon into the bonus. Both teams now will go to the line on each foul, shooting the 1-and-1.
It goes to show you just how hard that battle is inside in the post. You know, it's really physical, and you're just banging bodies inside there trying to get an edge, and a little bit too much of an edge that time for Anderson.
Tim Clark is no slouch. They have him listed at 250, which surprises me a bit. Maybe if he's got a couple rocks in his pocket, but he's still a big guy to bang with Anderson. Here's SFU back on the run. Wall puts it up. He's left-handed and takes such advantage of that. I think a lot of players might not expect him to be able to put up that nice left-handed touch.
You got it. I didn't figure that out till a little while ago myself. I was quite impressed with the left-handed plays.
Vanderhoff to Cropper. They're trying to get it to Clark. He's wide open, goes over Anderson, no call, and there's the rebound.
Well, one thing is, though, Clark's taking it hard to the basket. He was going a little soft earlier and was getting lots of blocks, so it's nice to see him take it hard to the rim.
No quit in that number 50 for the running Wolves. Ball out of bounds. It will be SFU ball. 28 seconds left on the shot clock. That's a bit more of the inside matchup we were expecting this game. Clark going up strong, Anderson going up strong too, and hey, playing at the high elevation.
There we go.
Working the ball around, McCrory controls it. Long pass to Kwiatkowski. Three-pointer hits it.
Oh.
That's a big three-pointer. Makes it a 9-point lead against for SFU.
They're coming up with some timely threes here.
Rothenberger controlling things for the Wolves. Works it around to Cropper. He'll drive baseline. Anderson there to cut it off. The dish, though, inside. Mayring hits for the easy two.
Nice weight by Waring. If he went up with that, he was definitely going to get rejected. Just hesitated, let the defense go by him, and up for the easy two.
SFU with the ball and the 7-point lead. Nice pass from Anderson over to Kwiatkowski, and the nice finish.
Quick first step, just gets to that basket so quickly, and
timeout,
impressive move.
Before you know it, he's past you, and he goes quick up again. Once he stops, the power stop with the 2 feet, and then boom, he's quick right up to the basket.
And he's got a quick release. He doesn't take a lot of time to get rid of the basketball, which is a little bit deceiving. Guy's waiting for a block or to challenge it, but he gets rid of that ball with good quickness.
The Kitchener, Ontario native was the 1996 MVP for the under-19s at the Nationals for Ontario he was, and check out the explosion here. Drives and puts in the easy two.
And it just turns the corner really well, sort of cuts on a dime and gets back. Here we hear Coach Clark.
Vanderhoff. Hey, Vanderhoff, Tony, trail every screen. No switch on him, trail every screen up. Hey, make him a curler. He doesn't want to curl, Tony. He wants to stand and shoot. So don't get, okay, I'm telling you, I'm just telling you. At this end, here, Robert, you get it, keep the ball until here. Change, and then let's stay in the ball. Want the basketball, want the ball. Richie, get out here. And then let's go 1-4 high.
We're talking about Vanderhoof there. He's wanted to stay outside and be a floater and shoot from the perimeter. By trailing behind him on the screens, it's going to force him to curl inside and either catch the ball inside or be forced to penetrate with it. They don't want to let him get off any easy jumpers, so they're going to make him be a bit of a penetrator or keep cutting and curling inside. Nothing easy from outside.
Certainly make him earn anything he gets at this point. 9-point lead, 3:42 left in the game. SFU with the advantage. Scott Clark trying to figure something out with the officials, and whether it's the clock or the possession arrow.
Yeah, we have a big conference going on the side there. This is when I wish I could read lips.
I guess we finally have it settled. It was the possession arrow that they were concerned about, and it will be an SFU possession next time around. And I think that's a good call. I seem to remember Richard Anderson losing the ball, losing the possession on a jump ball last time around. So here we are back to live action. 9-point lead for SFU over Western Oregon. That's Vanderhoff on the perimeter. Cropper, block shot.
Great challenge.
Kwiatkowski with the block, and wisely decides to pull up. That ball knocked out of bounds, still SFU. Kwiatkowski looked up, saw he didn't have the numbers, so waited for his teammates to catch up.
Yeah, again, SFU's been doing a great job of not trying to force the issue. They're, understand the tempo here, and they're creating good flow and not forcing the action.
Smart guarded by Drennan, now double teamed. That should open someone up, but ball kicked, I believe, out of bounds to SFU.
Almost a spectacular pass by Smart, stepping in around the double team there, and didn't quite make it.
McCrory inbounding now for SFU. Smart three-pointer, misses that rebound. Controlled by Western Oregon. Here comes Drennan the other way for the running Wolves. Leave the ball there for Vanderhoff. Quick rotation back into Clark, guarded by Anderson, jumper. Nice touch by the big guy.
Yeah, nice turnaround jumper. Right over top of Anderson, and that's what we've been thinking, that's what we thought we would see beginning of this game.
Kwiatkowski breaks the pressure himself, floats in and draws the foul. will go to the line for the 3.
Tough break for Clark. Looks like he was just standing there waiting to take a hit, but Kalkowski did a great job of just sort of floating around the defense there and weighing up the easy layup, and here we see him.
Tim Clark all of a sudden picks up his 4th foul with 2:45 left. And great touch by Kwiatkowski. We talk about how talented he is. He's quick going to the hole, and as I mentioned, he was the MVP of the Under-19 National Tournament back in '96. But all of that, he's still a 4.20 GPA here at SFU. He's a smart guy, and shows it in his play on the floor.
Well, yeah, he did. He makes, good judgment. He could have, most players probably would have taken that hard to the rack and tried to dunk on the guy, but yeah, he showed good maturity, good poise, and definitely an intelligent play.
Looking inside for Clark they are, but Anderson had him fronted in the low post. They'll try the other side. Still no good. That's Vanderhoff for 3, hits that one. He got loose off of the screen, something we heard he was trying to do earlier.
Yeah, he came off a couple screens on the baseline there, and defense was nowhere to be found.
Kwiatkowski controlling the ball. There's McCrory now, finally gets up to Wall, inside Anderson.
Oh, and that should be a goaltending.
No signal yet from the official.
They're conferring there in the middle. That basket was their ball was definitely above the rim. I think that basket should count.
Definitely agree with you. That ball was above the cylinder.
They're counting the 2. Oh, no, they're giving him the 2 shots.
No, 2-shot foul. That was definitely above the cylinder. I think the referees may have missed a call on that, but it will send Anderson to the line regardless with the 7-point lead for SFU.
And as free throw shooting has been a little bit better second half, let's see if he can capitalize here and knock down a couple. Increase that lead.
Scott Clark still trying to get the offensive or the goaltending call from the refs, but I don't think it's going to come to anything at this point.
I think he'd prefer that 2 instead of making Anderson shoot from the line here for the 2. There we go.
Hits the second of 2, makes it a 8-point lead for SFU. 2:10 left in this interdivision matchup. That's Cropper with the quick spin inside, still fighting, but Kwiatkowski comes up with the rebound.
2 minutes remaining in the second half.
Smart turnover. Back to Drennan. He wants a 3-pointer, but thinks better of it. That's Vanderhoff. He won't even think. He'll just put that one in. That's 2 quick 3s in a row for Vanderhoff. And hey, it's a 5-point game again all of a sudden.
How things change, hey? We talked about the streaks earlier and how Western Oregon didn't really get anything really going, and man, they sure turned things around the second half. They don't give up.
Drennan thought better of stepping back for the 3-pointer, and then Vanderhoff just pulls the trigger.
He hit one before, so he's starting to get a little bit of a hot hand, little quick check over his shoulder, and drain the 3.
Something Scott Clark may not be happy about there. Both of those 3-pointers were pretty much uncontested. No one in the face of the dangerous shooter, potentially, in Vanderhoff.
If the shot clock's almost down, we're not going to do it. We're going to be choosy here, okay? We're scrambling right now, okay? Let's be real solid.
You can just barely hear Coach Kelly there. He's talking about the shot clock. Certainly they doesn't want to let their shot clock run down too much. I'll guarantee almost that Western Oregon will be putting up shots with less than 10 seconds ticked off their shot clock. I would guess coming in. They want a quick shot at this point, but certainly nothing stupid. They don't have to launch up any 3s at this point. Only a 5-point deficit.
He did mention that he wants to put the ball up, but he also wants to be choosy. So he doesn't want to force any shots. If it's there, by all means, take it. They haven't been shy all evening about doing that, but he doesn't want to force up anything ugly, and he wants to have a good shot at it. And they definitely 5-point, only down 5 points, and there's lots of time left, so they're not out of this by any means. Another turnover would help their cause a lot.
Full court pressure by Western Oregon again. Kwiatkowski breaks that. Doubled at the timeline, but gets it over to McCrory. McCrory looked inside for Anderson. Turnover to Western Oregon. Back come the running Wolves. Pass inside, and the finish.
Wow.
John Mayring, nice pass from Vanderhoff.
That was a great feed, and that dunk will definitely get this team even more fired up. Oh, and a turnover.
Another turnover. Drennan decides not to shoot, leaves it for Vanderhoff. He won't either, but that's a three-pointer by Drennan. Oh, if that had fallen, that would have been a backbreaker. What a great rebound by Anderson, and a little extra kiss at the end.
A little, hi there, how do you do? I'll be walking to the free throw line. He's got two shots here, as Western Oregon has 10 fouls at this point, which means 2 shots from the line.
Only a 3-point lead now for SFU. All of a sudden, a couple of turnovers have got Western Oregon right back into this game. 1:07 remaining.
And something we mentioned about near the end of the first half about the free throws, and SFU struggled from the free throw line in the first half, and this is what it comes down to at the end of the game. You got to be able to knock down those shots from the charity stripe. And that's huge.
That's money by Richard Anderson at this point of the game. A veteran on the line. Whether or not you're a great free throw shooter or not, you depend on your leaders to come through in the clutch like this.
Well, that's something like Anderson's had to do in the past, and he'll continue to do until he's finished here, is hit those money shots down at the end of the game, because he'll get the ball at the end of the game, and he definitely will get hammered, and he's got to be able to make these shots.
Freshman Atiba Nelson has checked into the game for SFU.
Haven't seen him for a long time. Only played about a minute in the first half. An interesting sub.
He's guarding John Mooring down low in the post, looking for some shot blocking ability, I'm assuming here. Some good quick defense. That's Vanderhoff for 3. Missed it. Pushed by Clark. May have gone away with it. Rebound to Western Oregon. 45 seconds left on the clock. They're down by 5. That's a three-pointer blocked by Anderson. A great defensive effort, and Smart comes up with the ball and the foul.
Wow. What a block. That was fantastic.
So just 5-point lead for SFU at this point. 42 seconds left in the game, and Anderson will go to the line. Check out this block.
That huge block. Great help. Anderson's check. Clark went and set the screen, so he had to either step up and challenge a shot or play the drive, and he did a fantastic job of switching on defense.
Simon Fraser, number 42, Robert Smart.
Robert Smart steps up and nails it. We were talking about the under-19 teams nationally. Robert played 3 years on the Ontario team, the under-19 All-Star team, so certainly a talented player. Speaking of talent, Atiba Nelson pulls in the turnover, 35 seconds left, and the Western Oregon Wolves are forced to foul.
And it was Anderson who kept that rebound alive off the missed free throw. And Western Oregon now is going to get into a fouling situation, put SFU to the line, and they got to stop the clock and get the ball back.
That's all it's going to come down to now, is putting the Klansmen on the line. That makes it a 7-point advantage for SFU. 34 seconds left to go.
Those free throws by Anderson earlier were huge.
Hits the second of 2. Long pass up to Vanderhoff. Able to control it with Anderson on him in the corner. Moves it over to Drennan. He does put it up. No call as far as the contact. Anderson with a big rebound. 24 seconds left, and SFU controls the ball. McCrory breaks the press. Up to Nelson, into Anderson. No easy shots for him. Foul before the shot.
Still managed to muscle it up and get that to fall.
Great ball movement by SFU against the pressure late. Western Oregon was just looking to foul, like you said earlier, and no dice. They just couldn't catch up to the ball.
Yeah, SFU shown great poise, and you know, you can either panic or you can you know, kind of just make the easy pass and remain calm in those situations, and SFU's doing a good job of playing settled and, you know, not rushing through anything.
All of a sudden, it's a 9-point lead again for SFU, and I think this is pretty much icing at this point with 16 seconds left on the clock. Anderson misses. With 12 seconds left, Vanderhoff in the corner, won't put it up, but Drennan will. That one's off. Rebound, Nelson controls it in the corner. Clock running out, and Smart will end this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final score, your Simon Fraser Clans.
We'll go to a break. That is the final, 70-61. SFU over the visiting Western Oregon University. running Wolves. And a great effort in the second half by SFU. We'll come back and we'll talk more about the effort of both teams second half and the game right after this. You are watching the Rogers Varsity Game of the Week.
Wednesday nights live on Rogers Community Television, voice of the province.
Weekday mornings at 9. David Ingram and his guests want to hear from you. Got a beef? Need an answer? Monday through Friday. Ingram on Rogers Community TV.
Welcome to the post-game show. The score here, 70-61 for SFU. I have head coach Scott Clark with me. Close game. Congratulations on your home court win. Was it an easy win for you?
No, it wasn't an easy win. We made things tough for ourselves. We turned the basketball over down the stretch, and they made some shots off our turnovers. I thought we made things tough on ourselves from the foul line. I don't know what we shot, but it couldn't be very good. And I really thought we made things tough on ourselves by their dribble penetration and us having to be in a help position all the time, and they made some shots out of that. So overall, I'm happy with the win, but there were some things that we definitely have to work on.
Now, the pace didn't slow down until the end part of the second half. Do you like keeping it quick like that?
Do we like to keep it, I'm sorry?
Keep the pace quick.
No, I think we like to slow it down. My team's not the quickest team, and if we can keep the game a little bit slower, I think that our execution and our size will take over. I think they started trapping and wanting to play quick, and maybe dictated the tempo at times because of that.
How much did it help to have Andrew Kwiatkowski back in your lineup?
Well, Andrew's been here all the time. David Wall's the one who's back right now.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, my mistake.
That's all right. It helps a lot, because it gives us another kid that's big. We can rebound the ball, and he can score as well. And those are two things that you can always take some of.
Yeah. So where do you go from here? Where do you want to improve the most?
I would say that I want us to improve the most at the defensive end and handling the basketball.
Well, congratulations again on your win. Go touch your team.
Thanks very much.
You want to skip through there? Let's go up to your commentators. They got some highlights for you.
Thanks very much, Katie. And one of the highlights we talked about earlier in the game, one of the things we thought we were going to have to look at was the inside game, and obviously dominated by SFU so far, or for the game tonight.
Definitely. Richard Anderson won that battle big time. We talked about Tim Clark being the offensive and the defensive inside presence for the Oregon team, but he just didn't come through. Came through near the end, showed a little veteran leadership and helped get some run going near the end of the game, but Anderson was impossible to stop inside. He did an outstanding job on the rebounds. He was a huge difference in the game. He just controlled everything.
And as where you go to some of the replays, we'll see just how powerful Anderson was in the paint. He used that big body, but some great touch, and was a real force around the rim. I think we've got some replays. Anderson, like I said, he just did everything. He beat up on Clark all day long and frustrated him.
Here we go. Posting his butt off inside there, as Coach Clark mentioned in one of the huddles, up for the easy dunk. He did a great job inside. He just controlled the inside, controlled the boards. What more can you say?
Another guy who looked good in the post position, or certainly in the front court for SFU, was David Wall. He's the guy who just slashes and cuts to the basket, and he had a great effort. He had as far as offensively, he did everything. He was going in, and as we said earlier, he's got that left hand, so it's really deceiving.
Yeah, you don't often, you assume everyone's right-handed, and when the guy starts going in lefty and rolling things up there, and he had some really nice athletic moves. He was a slasher, he drove, he hit from the outside. He also did a little bit of everything, and when you have a combination of like a Wall and an Anderson, and Wall's a little bit unpredictable, and Anderson, you know he's going to pound it inside, it's hard to shut down both of those guys. And when one guy wasn't hitting, the other guy was there and sort of picked up the slack, and they were a great tandem tonight and did a really good job.
So SFU improves their record to 2-8. They're now 2-2 at home, which is certainly where they want to work on that advantage. How important were the games earlier this year where they lost to some great teams, some Division I teams in a long road trip? What is that going to do for this team as they progress now through the season?
Well, in any loss, you hope to learn something from it. And I guess as the season's rolled along, they've started to make some improvements. They're starting to get some wins. That's 2 back-to-back wins, like you said, at home. And the season is still early. So those early season losses, you know, they're kind of put them behind them. They were non-conference losses as well. Those are just to build experience, to build character, you know, and get the team sort of united, working together. Now they've got, here we see some more replays there. Things are just starting to gel probably as a team, and as their conference starts unfolding, you know, they're trying to put some runs together and some more wins.
So all of a sudden now they're back to 500 in their conference. 2-2 is SFU. And I want to thank you, Kerry Carlson, for all of your work tonight. It was a lot of fun, and we'll look forward to more great stuff from SFU in the near future, I hope.
Sounds good.
All right, I'm Paul Barsanti with Kerry Carlson. We want to thank you for joining us and send it back down now to Katie. Katie, take it away.
Thanks, Paul and Carrie. Well, we are out of here until next year, so on behalf of the entire Rogers crew, I want to wish everybody at home a very Merry Christmas. Take care. We'll see you next time.